Could you tell us about New Wave and how you've grown over the past 12 months and what's coming up for you next?
Sure, yeah. So New Wave Esports is quite exciting. So my background is traditionally in the publisher and developer world. So very much working with AAA companies and bringing games to market. And I bring a lot of that expertise over to New Wave Esports, where we're placing capital into small mid-stage companies. So the tagline here, New Wave Esports, is acquisition, investment, technology development company. We're really excited. We have a great portfolio beneath us. It's very diverse. We invest in teams, leagues, and orgs, platforms and networks, events and activations, as well as technologies and tools. And we're looking to continue growing that portfolio as we go public later this year on the Canadian Securities Exchange, and then expand with a global footprint into Asia and Europe. Esports is a global phenomenon. We know we need to be present in all those countries.
And why did you decide to support ESI London 2019, and why are events like this important?
I decided to support ESI London. First of all, Esports Insider is one of the coveted outlets of esports. So working very closely with your team was an honor. And being here obviously is, if you're in esports, you need to be at ESI London. So that's why I booked my ticket and get on over here.
Brilliant. And I know it's only early in the morning, but in terms of the conference, but how has your experience been so far?
It's been great. My experience here at ESI London has been phenomenal. It's opened up some great networking, some new deals that are coming through. Like I said, as we expand into Europe, it's important to have people here on the ground within the UK, within France, Germany and Scandinavia, some of the hot spots in Europe. So being here, and it's sort of been this congregation of all the great minds and companies that are coming out of Europe. But we've also seen some North Americans come over here. So no matter where I go to any convention, it's learning about these new companies that are coming online and understanding how we can collaborate.
Do you think New Wave's sort of model, model of running sets an example for others in the industry? And if so, how?
Yeah, I think the model that New Wave Esports has been running does set a standard on how you can invest in the esports industry, but more importantly, how you can grow the esports industry. So we're unlike a traditional investment group where we just place capital and we walk away and say, okay, how's it going? Every quarter. We actually get very involved. We become advisors on those teams, or we set strategy and execution with those teams. We bring in our collaboration with my network in gaming, bring in new revenue opportunities, whether it's sponsorships or partnerships. And I would hope that our competitors do the same. I look to our competitors. I don't necessarily want to squash them. I want to see them successful as well, because when there is a success in the industry, we all success. When there's a failure, we all fail.
Brilliant. So now I've got some more broader questions
Okay.
for Jace. So what was the first game you played, or the first game you remember playing?
First game I ever played, not necessarily my favorite, was on Atari. It was certainly Centipede. Old school, the one button, the joystick. But my favorite game to date, Super Mario 3, hands down. I own it on every version, every platform, and I continue playing it year over year. Yeah, oh yeah.
That's brilliant. And what's been your favorite esports moment in 2019 so far?
Well, a little biased. Certainly, get on my level with even matchup gaming. That was, we came in, we expected 1,000 people to come out to compete in Super Smash Brothers there in Canada and in Toronto. We saw 2,100 kids come out. And they came every single day over a 3-day weekend back. And they're watching this esports competition go down on stage. They have the Twitch up on their phones. They're chatting with their friends. They're hopped up. Obviously, we had a sponsorship with Red Bull, so they're all energetic. But it was just like those who have never been to an esports event, I encourage them to go and really see that connectedness and the community that forms. This is different from traditional sports. Sure, there's affinities for sports teams out there, but the hyper engagement and connectedness that our communities have with esports is certainly setting a new standard. But then outside of that, Fortnite World Cup. Come on, that was intense. That was wild to see.
Brilliant. And what are you looking for most out of the industry in 2020?
That's a broad question. That's kind of a loaded question. I'm looking for the esports industry to become a bit more stable. Really, I want to see some of these companies that have been attracting some great investment, that have raised some great capital, that are high valuations, start to see some profitability. And I know that's everybody's main objective, but they need to set some standards for how we can all see that. Certainly if it's a team that's been raising 30 to 40 million in capital, how are they really going to lay down the best business practices and start opening up proper revenue streams to see profitability? And that is the practice we'll see, and we'll start bringing into other sectors in the industry. So again, going back to my previous point, we need some major wins. We need some serious stable cash coming in, and then some great ecosystems being formed that provides a value not only for the companies, but also for the gamers that latch onto those brands and those experiences.
Brilliant. And why do you like esports so much, and what drove you to go down this path?
I love esports because, well, I started playing esports before we called it esports, back at within the Cal Leagues on Counter-Strike 1.5. And that's where I had my first taste at competitive gaming and working with a squad. Now, back then, there wasn't some prize purse. Like, it was just the prestige. Maybe I won a free copy on Steam or something. But you fast forward 20 years, and I'm starting to see that there's really some serious businesses being formed here, and now it's taking over the world with mass audiences starting to latch on to esports. It's exciting for me because I finally get to blend my love for competition, and obviously I want to be on top, and everybody is trying to be on top. But it's also blending my love for gaming, and my career within gaming has certainly given me a great foundation to start innovating within esports. Hey, this is Dan Mitre from Wave Esports at ESI London 2019.